Oops. Hi. Good morning. Having some issues this morning with my camera. Okay. I think I got that. Hi. Let me start again. Good morning. Good morning to everyone. I was doing a run through. Everything was fine. But right before I started this live stream, my camera went dead. So I'm going to take that for a moment and just allow myself to bring back that beautiful bright light that I was working with right before this podcast. Now, it's interesting when you start to work with light and with energy, if there's something that you need to learn, they're going to make sure you do. So, before I go on this podcast, I shared with you before, I build a sacred column of light and I call in a lot of divine beings. By doing this, it causes the vibration in my room to raise. And the heat that comes on, it's amazing. And it also sometimes can interfere with electricity, electronics. So I have to clear that right now, and we're going to start over. But you can't really do that, right, when you're live? And you can't really do that in your life. So, talking about energy techniques and how to stay calm and focused and positive as you work forward in your day probably was a good lesson to see me having a few struggles. Because struggles are what happens. We are all beings of light, yes, and we are all very energetic and tied to each other. And when I go and ask these beautiful beings to be here with me, for you, for me, and I tie into all of the people who are going to be watching and listening to this video, I then allow my energy to go out and be connected. And when I'm out and connected, I truly do get tied in to what is going on with other people. It's amazing how I get the feedback that I need for these podcasts. All right. I would like to say good morning to everyone who is watching and send you out a beautiful energetic hug that I want you to be able to feel, because feelings and energy are what we are here to learn today. Now, if you are tuned in to the different energies that are going on in the world, you'll know that there are people who are very fearful and frightened for the future. And it doesn't take much to go out of your own normal stream before you start to feel that too. And sometimes it does feel to me like there's an energetic being who's reaching across and going, "Oh, I'm going to stop you." But I started to think about that this past week, as I found myself finding closed doors. I'd go to do something and the paper would fall off the table, the computer would shut down. You have to look for your signs, right? So the two things that I'm teaching here today, or I'm working with you to understand, that are a part of my classes are, I work with energy, I'm a high vibrational being of light, and so are you, but I've worked at it maybe longer than you have. First of all, I could have lived on this earth longer than you, and for many of you, I'm sure that's true. But secondly, I've also been actively working to heal. As you know, I was a person who was born crippled and sickly. Now, many people think that's an old story that can't be true, but it is actually true. And as I go through and work, how did I heal? How do I help people heal now? The master teachers come and they make sure I wake up. So one of the ways they have me wake up is through, how are you going to deal with this if we shut your camera off right as you're about to go live? And I have to say, a year ago, maybe even 6 months ago, I might have gone, well, that's it. That's my sign. I can't move forward. I'm done. Right? Do you do that? Things don't go the way you want first thing in the morning and you're like, oops, done. Got to do something else. You give yourself an excuse. Well, I'm not going to do that. I mean, really, did I sign up for this? And I keep hearing very loudly lately in my head, yes, you did. And so, what I have learned is to start to embrace the grace of the divine vibration, of the source energy, of my source energy. Start to embrace that I do believe everything happens for a reason. And I can look at all the things that have happened in my life, and at the time, I wasn't that thankful. I wasn't that thankful to have to be so sick I couldn't even survive surgery. I wasn't thankful at the time. But when I let go of the resisting and thought, well, if this is it, I know the afterlife. I understand it's a beautiful place. I'm going to be okay. Then part of this tension that was all through my body, I let go of it. I really had no choice. It's not like I felt I'm a savior, I'm going to be able to do this. No, I had no choice. But I did have the choice to decide how I'm going to feel and what I was going to do with my thoughts. I didn't want to just sit around and go, well, this must be the end. This is it. I guess, my kids are 2 and 4. Must be it. This is when the life ends. I'm going to stop struggling to stay alive. No, instead I surrendered and said, I'm going to pray. Yep. I'm going to pray and I'm going to work with my mind. And I'm going to work with the understanding that I have studied spiritual wisdom all my life. And I have studied spiritual healing. And I am aware that I can do this somewhere in my soul, even if it's just to have a peaceful death. I'm going to do this. I'm going to surrender to the light. And some of the things that are happening now is that I'm being asked to teach on a higher level. And this higher level says, I want to help you learn how to move forward and have the skills and the tools to do for yourself what must be done. I want to help you move forward and know that if you are facing an illness, you have the power within you to choose how you are going to experience that. And the class that I want to teach, that I am teaching this month, has to do with energetically surrendering and allowing your power to come through. It is a skill set to be able to surrender to what is happening in your life. And that skill set is something that can be taught. But you need to bring your focus. And so, as we look forward with what is going on, and as we look forward in our life, there will be signs, and there will always be things that you need to work through, that you're going to be working through. And the classes that I'm teaching now have to do with building those skills so that you can create your life as a reflection of what you want it to be. Not as a reflection of how other people see you or other people want you, but a reflection of how you want it to be. So the classes that I have done so far on the Experts platform have to do with healing the soul. And I know we come from a different point of view, many of us, on what a soul healing is. And I just want to bring you to a couple of the classes that are out there that can help you with this. So healing on the soul, those classes that I have out there have to do with learning how to be able to look at your life and sense what your truth is. Sense who you are. Not how other people have seen you, and not the pattern and the story that's built up, and certainly not the illness that you may be fighting. But who are you? And what is this life going to stand for? These are some of the classes that I'm sharing and the skill sets that I'm teaching. Because to be a good teacher, you should teach something that you've learned and you've experienced, not just studied. And I have heard lately a lot of stories of people who are stuck in an illness. And I'm not suggesting that it's your fault or that you're wrong or there's something terribly wrong in your life that you're experiencing an illness. I'm saying I'm here with love and compassion to share with you. I'm a teacher of spiritual wisdom. And that wisdom and those skills are what have helped me move forward as a healthy, balanced human being. And I believe it will be very helpful to you to learn how to use some of these skills. And the number one skill that I have learned and that I teach in these classes is the skill to be able to hear. To truly let down your guard and to hear many levels of you. Many levels of you. Because your soul is speaking to you. Your guardian angels are speaking to you. God is speaking to you. And sometimes what we need is to be able to quiet the mind. Quiet the mind. And many of us find tools that we've done that work, but sometimes you outgrow them. The situations that happen in your life, you outgrow them. And so it's important to start to learn to build on the skills you have and to find out where is your life leading you. Where is that life leading you? So I started to learn how to follow the signs in my life and also the way my body was talking to me and responding to me. And through this soul healing, I teach that your emotions are very tied to what's going on in your body. In your body. When I was stressed there for a moment because my camera shut off, my body immediately started to flare up. and I had to calm down. I didn't want to just let go and say, I'm done for the day. I wanted to be able to come back. I wanted my camera to come back, and I wanted to move forward. And in those instances, I use some skills that I can't share with you here on this podcast because they're kind of complex. They only take a few seconds once you learn them, but they do take some skills to be able to implement them in your life. So the processes that I teach have many layers to them, and I'm building on them. We started in some of the early podcasts that you can find right now, out on the Om Times Expert platform. There are so many wonderful teachers out there and so many great classes out there. I do hope you take the time just to go and to look. Just to go look, see what's out there, see who's out there. And I do come back and answer questions. I do come back and share links. Now, what I tried to do this time was put in a link right at the beginning to my classes on Om Times platform, because I realized that I want to bring you to this beautiful experience of online learning. And in the classes that I teach about energy and emotions and how to tune into your soul wisdom, many people have pushed back and said, how can I learn that online? I want to be with you personally, in person. And while that's wonderful, I want you to see how we are all connected. So no matter where you are in this beautiful world, we're connected through this energy grid that we talked about in my last class, the crystalline grid. And in that class, I shared some sacred tools that I have learned that have helped me move forward. And I want to build and grow on that. Now, I'm just learning how to work with online platforms, and you're learning how to be the students on the online systems. And together, we're putting our knowledge and our wisdom into building a grid. And St Germain, in the book that I wrote, Open the Doorway to Your Soul, St Germain is in there. And I know for many of us, he is a beautiful sacred teacher of light. And in that experience with him, he taught me how to release my fears in a simple way. Now, it seems simple, and I'll share part of that with you here, but you're going to have to go to my class and really experience some of my classes and experience more of a depth of how do you bring this into being. Okay? So in a simplistic way, he shares, if you see yourself like that drop of water, you know, how many of us have skipped a stone in a lake or a pond, right? You've skipped that stone, and when the stone hit the water, there was a center, and then the ripples went out from there, right? The ripples went out from there. And he was sharing that we as vibrational beings are the center of our universe. I know, we tell our children we're not, and they're not, but in this healing modality, in this tool, you are the center of your universe. You are that central sun. And so in that area, if you sense that fear, he says to put it, to feel yourself taking it separate from you and blessing that energy. You are my fears. And we set that fear in motion to go around us, so that it's slowly but surely, through your breath, through your visions, through your feelings. It's moving further and further and further away from you. And it gives you a sense of peace and calm. Now there's more to it than that. And I'm going to be sharing that in a class that's coming up this next month. That's going to be called Energetic Tools for Change. So this tool for change is also in your imagination and using your ability to believe, right? That you can take this piece of vibration from you and say, you are my fears. You are my fears, and I am ready to let go of you now. So you put them in the sacred circle that surrounds you, and you let it be released through the ebb and the tide and the flowing. So sacred tools, energetic tools, that's going to be one of them. And St. Germain is very much a part of that. Now, do you see, it's hard to share all that in this live stream. But it is a tool, and it does help. And it will help you not just today, but it begins to help you with a lot of different things. Because the funny thing is, we're all connected. So as you release your fears, then you go into your day and you go to work with others, and really you're starting to have a different energy, a different vibration, because now you're letting yourself be lighter and meeting people, more of you meeting them. More of you coming forward and saying, hi, I'm here. What have you got to share? Because your fear of how are people going to perceive me, or I'm not dressed properly, or this person's better than me. No, it's gone. Do you see? Slowly but surely, it's being taken from your vibrational stream. So when somebody comes and you are connected together, they're not feeling that. They're not feeling that. They're feeling, oh, this person is here for me. This person is here. And then the other thing that happens is when we get together and our vibrations merge, then your calming effect that you're working on with your mind and with your energy, that is helping them because they're with you. We all have this sphere, this vibration that surrounds us. And in this sphere and this vibration, we get a chance to help ourselves and others heal. And that's why when you're with people who are scared or frightened or going through trauma, you can so easily pick that up and then be fearful, have trauma. It brings back your own trauma, your own issues, your own feelings of not being good enough. So the class that I'm talking about now is about energy tools to help you heal. And I will be putting that out on the Experts platform. But I'm asking you, if you're looking for healing, and you could use some today to help you feel better, feel more hopeful, and more centered in who you are, in the fact that there is hope. Have hope. It's available. There is a bright future out there. Then on the Om Times Expert platform, I have some classes on soul healing, and those are all free. I have some other beautiful classes that help you and bring skills to help you expand on that. And those have a price to them. It's not a big price, but it's a little bit of a price because it's an energy exchange. Those of us who are building this platform, this bridge of energy to help reach so many in the world, it costs money. It takes time. So you can show your support for us and for this bridge of light that we're all building to reach people all over the world by going and seeing if there are some classes that speak to you. They're recorded for most of us, I think all of us, we're recording them. They're called evergreen. They're there for you when you're ready and when you've got the time to sit down and be able to listen to them. So that is why I came here today to share with you this information. It's time to heal. If it's time for you to heal, I have some classes that will help you with that. And it's important for you to know that I'm teaching you from the power of wisdom of self. I have done this. You can do this. And as a teacher, I know you can do this. And my positive knowledge is an energy and a vibration that will support you and give you the wings to be able to lift you up to the vibration of health and healing. So I hope to see you on that platform, experts.omtimes.com. I put the link at the beginning where my classes are, and I do hope to see you there. As I share every week, I will come back and address questions that you have. If you wish to send me an email, it's Maggie@MaggieChula.com. So MaggieChula.com, my website. I am an Om Times expert, and my classes are being built on the online platform. There are many wonderful teachers of light there. I hope you give us some love and go out there and see for yourself. And then share with others the positive knowledge that we are all growing and changing and healing. So, with love, I send you blessings and the knowing that you are healing every part of your being. The time is now. Let's do this together. You are not alone. Not on earth and not energetically. We will and we can do this together. Much love, many blessings, and I'll see you again. Goodbye.